Before a blessing appears, life has a way of whispering the truth long before you see it with your eyes. And if you've been feeling like something in your world is shifting, like you're not the same woman you were even a few months ago, this message is for you. Because when God is about to bless a woman with something big, He doesn't just drop it into her life out of nowhere. He prepares her, He elevates her spirit. He rearranges her path. And He sends unmistakable signs that her entire life is about to rise to a new level. Maybe lately, you've been feeling disconnected from the things you used to enjoy. Maybe certain people have slipped away, certain opportunities have fallen apart, or certain routines no longer feel right. Maybe you've been feeling this strange mix of peace and pressure, like something is coming, even if you can't explain it. That's not your imagination. That's not coincidence. That's not random emotion. That is the early movement of a blessing making its way toward you. Today, I want to show you the 7 signs that reveal when God is preparing to release something powerful into your life. Something that will change your direction, strengthen your spirit, and elevate your entire story. Let's begin. The first sign is all about isolation, and it's one of the most misunderstood stages in a woman's spiritual journey. When God is getting ready to bless you with something big, He doesn't elevate you in the middle of noise, chaos, or distractions. He separates you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. You may start noticing that people you once felt close to suddenly feel distant. Conversations that used to excite you now feel shallow. The group chats that kept you laughing now feel irrelevant. It's not that anything is wrong with you. It's that your spirit is shifting, and your environment has to shift with it. God removes what can't go with you, because He knows some people will block your blessing, drain your energy, or distort your vision without even meaning to. During this season, you might feel lonely, but loneliness doesn't mean abandonment. It means alignment. God is pulling you away from people who brought comfort but not growth. You may even start losing interest in relationships that once held your attention. Friends you used to vent to now can't understand you. People who used to validate you no longer satisfy you. This is because God is removing the need for external security, so you can learn to depend on Him and discover your own strength. It often starts subtly. You wake up one day and feel disconnected. You start wanting more. More peace, more purpose, more meaning. You look around and notice that the things you once tolerated suddenly feel heavy. People who once encouraged you now drain you. Situations you used to settle for now feel uncomfortable. That discomfort isn't random, it's intentional. It is God making space within you for something greater. You cannot receive new blessings with old attachments, still clinging to your spirit. Some losses will confuse you, especially when it comes to people you thought would be in your life forever. You may question why things fell apart, why the connection faded, or why the relationship couldn't survive. But God sees conversations you didn't hear and intentions you didn't catch. He knows who genuinely supports your future and who only fits your past. When He begins removing certain individuals, it's not rejection, it's protection. Many blessings require privacy, and God knows that not everyone around you has the heart to celebrate what He's preparing to give you. This isolation phase also forces you to listen more closely. Without distractions, you can finally hear your own thoughts. You start reflecting, healing, and understanding yourself differently. You begin noticing patterns in your life, habits that need changing, and dreams you've ignored. You develop clarity that you didn't have before, because when God silences the room, He amplifies your intuition. You'll feel a shift in your spirit, as if something is calling you higher. And as uncomfortable as isolation can be, it becomes the birthplace of transformation. You're not losing people or opportunities, you're shedding layers. God is positioning you for a blessing that requires maturity, focus, and strength. This is preparation disguised as separation. The second sign appears as a deep, unshakable discomfort. The kind that sneaks into your spirit, even when everything around you looks the same. It's that restless feeling that keeps whispering, "You don't belong here anymore." When God is preparing to bless a woman with something bigger than she has ever imagined, He first makes her outgrow the space she's currently in. It doesn't matter if it's a job, a relationship, a routine, or even a mindset. What once felt familiar suddenly becomes tight, heavy, or draining. This shift doesn't come from dissatisfaction. It comes from elevation. Your spirit starts expanding before your circumstances do, and that expansion makes your old environment feel uncomfortable. You may find yourself questioning why certain things no longer feel fulfilling. A job you once loved now feels like a cage. A relationship that used to feel warm now feels distant. A life pattern you used to accept now feels too small for the woman you're becoming. This discomfort is not negativity, it's growth. It's God nudging you, pushing you, stretching you because He knows that if He didn't create this inner pressure, you might settle where you are instead of stepping into what He has planned for you. Sometimes, this restlessness shows up in unexpected ways. You might wake up feeling irritated for no clear reason. You might lose passion for things that once excited you. You might start feeling mentally or emotionally drained in places where you used to feel energized. That's because your soul recognizes a new season long before your mind does. Deep down, you start sensing that there is more to your life than the routine you're repeating every day. You may try to ignore it or push through it, but the discomfort keeps returning because it is divine. You're being prepared, and preparation is rarely comfortable. You may notice that your tolerance for certain behaviors changes. Things you used to overlook now bother you. You no longer want to argue, prove yourself, or hold on to anything that pulls you down. You feel the urge to clean your life spiritually and emotionally. This urge is another part of the discomfort. Your spirit is trying to rise, and anything weighing you down becomes harder to carry. You're not becoming difficult, you're becoming intentional. That restlessness is showing you that the next level requires a different version of you. This discomfort can also bring clarity. When you no longer feel at home in places you used to fit, you're forced to evaluate what you truly want. You begin noticing what aligns with your purpose and what distracts you from it. You start feeling conflicted because you're caught between where you are and where you're meant to be. That tension is growth happening inside you. You're being prepared to step into something bigger, but the old version of you has to let go first. Most importantly, this restless feeling is God's way of telling you that nothing is wrong. You're simply evolving. Your spirit is waking up to a new season, even before your life shifts outwardly. The discomfort is the signal that something greater is approaching, and you're being shaped to receive it. The third sign shows up in the form of closed doors. Those moments when something you wanted, expected, or prayed for suddenly doesn't work out. And at first, it feels personal. It feels like a setback, like a loss, like you did something wrong. But when God is preparing to bless a woman with something big, He often closes doors that would have limited her, distracted her, or delayed her blessing. Most of the time, the door closure doesn't make sense immediately. You might replay the situation in your head, wondering why you didn't get the job, why the opportunity fell apart, or why the relationship suddenly ended. You might feel confused or frustrated, trying to understand the purpose behind the disappointment. But God sees things you can't see, and He hears conversations you never heard. He knows what's on the other side of that door, and sometimes the no is the greatest protection you'll ever receive. A closed door often comes with discomfort because it interrupts your plans. You may have built dreams around that opportunity. You may have counted on that relationship. You may have expected that path to be the one that carried you forward. When it shuts in your face, it forces you to stand still and wonder where to go next. This moment is where faith begins. Closed doors push you to stop relying on your own understanding and start trusting the higher guidance at work in your life. The blessing isn't in what you lost, it's in what you're being guided toward. Sometimes God will close a door abruptly. Someone pulls away, a job lays you off, a friend betrays your trust, a situation you thought was stable collapses overnight. It feels like rejection, but spiritually, it's redirection. That door had to shut so you wouldn't stay somewhere that couldn't sustain your future. You were too loyal to walk away on your own, too hopeful to let go willingly. So God ended it for you. It may sting, but the deeper truth is that your growth required that separation. Closed doors also test your perception. In the moment, you can only see what was taken from you. But later, you see what was being cleared out. That person who left couldn't love you on the level you're headed to. That job that let you go would have drained you dry. That opportunity that slipped away would have kept you stuck in a version of yourself you've already outgrown. God's no often protects you from settling for less than you deserve or accepting less than you prayed for. If you pay attention, you'll notice that closed doors shift your path. They make you consider new options, explore new directions, and open yourself to possibilities you never thought about. Without those endings, you wouldn't have had the courage to move forward. Those closures create space for new blessings, better people, healthier environments, and opportunities that match the woman you're becoming, not the woman you used to be. The shut door isn't a punishment. It's preparation. It's God clearing the path for something bigger, better, and aligned with your destiny. The fourth sign is one of the most mysterious yet powerful experiences a woman can go through: the presence of an unusual peace. A calm that settles into your spirit, even when your circumstances look anything but calm. It's not the kind of peace that comes from everything going right. It's the kind that shows up in the middle of uncertainty, in the middle of problems, in the middle of situations you can't predict or control. When God is preparing to bless you with something big, He gives you a peace that doesn't match what you see. It feels almost strange because you know you should be worried, stressed, or overwhelmed, but something inside you refuses to panic. It's like your soul already knows what your eyes haven't seen yet. This peace often arrives after a season of chaos or emotional turbulence. You might have cried, questioned, and struggled your way through situations that felt heavy. But suddenly, without warning, your heart starts feeling lighter. You stop overthinking. You stop chasing answers. You stop trying to force outcomes. You begin releasing things that once kept you up at night. That shift is not accidental. It's a divine signal. It's God stepping into your situation and whispering to your spirit that everything is under control, even if nothing around you has changed yet. You may notice that you start reacting differently. Things that used to upset you don't hit as hard anymore. People who once triggered you no longer have access to your emotions. Situations that once stole your peace finally lose their power. You begin to breathe again, not because the storm is gone, but because you learn to trust the one guiding you through it. That inner calm is a sign that God is working behind the scenes, aligning things you can't see and preparing blessings you didn't expect. This peace also brings clarity. When your mind is no longer in a constant battle, you start hearing your intuition louder. You recognize what matters and what doesn't. You stop entertaining drama. You stop giving energy to people who drain you. You start valuing silence, rest, and emotional space. This shift isn't just maturity. It's spiritual alignment. Your heart starts settling into a place that's ready for something greater. You're no longer fighting life, you're flowing with it. Another powerful part of this peace is the confidence that comes with it. You begin to feel sure of things you haven't fully seen. You feel guided, supported, and protected in ways you can't explain. Doors that close no longer scare you. Delays don't discourage you. You stop worrying about what you lost, because something inside you knows you're about to gain more than you imagined. That confidence doesn't come from logic. It comes from divine assurance. It's a sign that God is closer than ever, and that your breakthrough is drawing near. This calm is a spiritual anchor. It keeps you grounded when life pulls at you. It helps you move with purpose, even when the path isn't clear. It allows you to rest, knowing that you don't have to fight for what God already decided is yours. That peace is not random. It's preparation. It's God strengthening your spirit so when the blessing arrives, you're ready to receive it with a steady heart. The fifth sign appears when new opportunities begin to show up in your life. Opportunities that don't look easy, comfortable, or familiar. They may come in the form of a new job, a chance to move, a new responsibility, a business idea, a calling you've ignored, or even a challenge that pushes you beyond what you think you can handle. When God is preparing to bless a woman with something big, He brings opportunities that require faith, not fear. These openings might not feel like blessings at first because they stretch you. They ask you to grow, to step out, to trust, and to believe that you're capable of more than you've been living. Many times, these opportunities don't arrive perfectly packaged. They may come during a season when you're tired, uncertain, or recovering from something difficult. You may question whether you're ready or qualified. You might hesitate because it feels risky or unfamiliar. But the presence of these opportunities is a sign that God is lifting you into a higher level. Blessings rarely enter your comfort zone. They meet you at the edge of your courage. You will feel a mixture of excitement and fear, and that combination is usually proof that the opportunity is divine. You may also notice that these new doors require decisions you didn't expect to make. You might need to leave something old behind. You might need to invest more effort or discipline. You might need to trust a process that doesn't reveal the whole picture. This is because elevation always demands sacrifice. When God opens a new door, He doesn't give you every answer. He gives you the next step. How you respond determines how quickly the blessing unfolds. If you step forward in faith, even with shaky legs, you show that you trust where He's leading you. These opportunities are also a mirror. They reveal qualities in you that you forgot you had. They awaken creativity, strength, confidence, and ambition that may have been sleeping inside you. You start realizing that you're capable of more than the limitations you accepted in the past. The new chances that appear aren't random. They're reminders of the potential God placed inside you long before you doubted yourself. They are designed to grow you into the woman who can hold the blessing that's coming. Sometimes the opportunities come as challenges that demand growth. A task that seems too big, a responsibility that forces you to level up, a change that disrupts your routine, a calling that pushes you out of old patterns. These experiences might feel intimidating, but they are actually preparation. They stretch your capacity so that when the blessing arrives, you can sustain it. God never gives a major blessing to someone who hasn't been strengthened for it. You might find yourself standing at a crossroads with a chance that feels both promising and terrifying. That feeling is confirmation. If an opportunity calls you to rise higher, trust deeper, and step forward with faith, it is not meant to intimidate you. It is meant to elevate you. God brings these opportunities to prepare you, position you, and remind you that the next chapter requires a braver version of you. The sixth sign reveals itself in a powerful internal shift, a change in how you see yourself, what you tolerate, and what you believe you deserve. When God is preparing to bless a woman with something big, He first elevates her mindset and her sense of worth. You will start noticing that your standards rise naturally, not out of pride or stubbornness, but out of a deeper understanding of who you are and what your spirit can no longer accept. This shift often begins quietly. You may find yourself losing patience for situations that drain you. You may notice that you no longer feel comfortable being the one who always gives too much, apologizes too quickly, or settles too easily. It's not that you're becoming difficult. It's that you're becoming aware. As your self-worth strengthens, you begin to break old patterns without even trying. The person who used to chase after validation suddenly stops needing approval. The woman who once tolerated disrespect or inconsistency now walks away without hesitation. You start listening to your intuition more than other people's opinions. You protect your peace in ways you never did before. This is spiritual growth, and it takes place right before a major blessing because what God is about to give you requires a stronger version of you. A blessing can't flourish in a spirit still tied to insecurity or people-pleasing. So God shifts your self-view first. This change often shows up in your relationships. You'll outgrow people you once depended on. You'll lose interest in conversations that feel small or negative. You'll distance yourself from anyone who doesn't respect your growth. This isn't bitterness, it's clarity. You recognize who adds value to your life and who only takes from it. You start prioritizing your emotional health, your boundaries, and your peace. The same energy that once chased after people now turns inward, helping you rediscover your worth. You may also feel a stronger desire for authenticity. Pretending, proving, and performing no longer appeal to you. You begin to show up as yourself, fully, boldly, unapologetically. You stop minimizing your voice to make others comfortable. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. This confidence isn't loud, it's quiet and steady. It comes from knowing that you deserve good things, healthy love, real respect, and genuine joy. This shift in self-worth also impacts the choices you make. You start saying no to what drains your spirit, and yes to what fuels your growth. You make decisions based on purpose, not pressure. You choose people who value you, not just need you. You choose environments that help you grow, not ones that keep you small. You start honoring yourself in ways you may have neglected before. Every boundary you set becomes a declaration that you're preparing for more. Most importantly, this internal elevation is a clear sign of readiness. God cannot bless a woman deeply if she still doubts herself. So he strengthens her spirit first. He teaches her to recognize her own value. So when the blessing arrives, she won't sabotage it, shrink inside it, or give it away to someone who doesn't deserve it. This shift in self-worth is not just growth. It's preparation for the greatness that's coming. The seventh sign reveals itself through patterns, signals, and moments of alignment that feel too intentional to ignore. When God is getting ready to bless a woman with something big, he begins sending confirmations. Little reminders that the path you're walking, the choices you're making, and the direction your spirit is moving in are all aligned with his plan. These confirmations can show up in many different forms. You might hear a phrase repeatedly from different people. You might see the same numbers, the same message, or the same symbol over and over again. You might stumble upon a quote, a sermon, or a conversation that speaks directly to what you've been feeling inside. It can feel like everything around you is echoing the same message: keep going, something is coming, don't doubt the process. These confirmations aren't coincidences. They're divine nudges. They are meant to reassure you at a time when your faith is being stretched. When you're on the edge of something big, doubt and fear naturally try to creep in. You start questioning whether you're making the right decisions, whether you heard God correctly, whether you're truly ready for the next level. That's when divine confirmation steps in. It reminds you that you're not walking blindly, you're being guided. You are not lost, you're being led. These moments of clarity show up just when you need them the most. You may notice that your intuition becomes louder during this season. Your inner voice starts speaking with more certainty. You feel pulled in certain directions without knowing why. You feel warned about situations that don't align with your spirit. You feel encouraged toward things that once intimidated you. This inner knowing is a form of confirmation as well. It's God aligning your heart with the path he wants you to take. Even before you see the blessing, your spirit begins to feel it approaching. Sometimes confirmation comes through other people. Someone might say exactly what you needed to hear without you ever mentioning your struggle. Someone might encourage you in the very area where you felt weakest. Someone might show up at the perfect time with reassurance you didn't ask for, but deeply needed. These interactions feel too aligned to be random. They are reminders that God uses people as vessels to carry messages you're meant to receive. You may also notice repeating opportunities or second chances. A dream you pushed aside resurfaces. A desire you buried starts pulling at you again. A passion you forgot about begins awakening. These resurfacing desires are confirmations too. Signals that what you want is connected to what God is preparing for you. If something keeps showing up in your life or your heart, it's a sign that it's meant to be pursued. This season of confirmation often brings a unique kind of peace, even when nothing has fully manifested yet. You start feeling more secure about the journey you're on. You begin trusting your decisions more. You stop trying to force outcomes and start expecting things to unfold in the right timing. That alignment between your spirit and your path is the clearest confirmation of all. God is preparing something significant, and these signs are His way of letting you know that you're moving in the right direction, guided and supported every step of the way. When a woman is on the edge of a major blessing, her life starts shifting long before the blessing arrives. She'll notice isolation pulling her away from the wrong people, restlessness pushing her toward growth, closed doors protecting her from what isn't meant, and a deep peace settling into her spirit, even when life feels chaotic. Opportunities will appear that stretch her faith. Her sense of worth will rise to meet her future, and divine confirmations will echo through her days, reminding her that she's aligned with something bigger than she can see. These signs are not random. They are preparation. They are spiritual markers pointing her toward a destiny designed specifically for her. When these signs show up, it means God is already working, already shifting things, already opening the path for something great to enter her life. All she needs to do is stay faithful, stay aware, and trust that everything happening around her is guiding her toward the blessing she's been waiting for. Thank you for taking the time to read and receive this message. May every word strengthen your spirit and remind you of the greatness that's on its way to you. I wish you clarity, courage, and unshakable faith as you step into your next season. Good luck on your journey. Your blessing is closer than you think.